Slight delay. Hello, bonjour, welcome everyone. And we are today going live with Charlotte Hamilton, and we are very excited to welcome her. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Cecile. How are you?
Oh, I'm very fine. Very fine. What about you?
I am in Ontario in Canada, and if you can hear little crunching sounds, it is my dog who's here with me, and I'm in my studio in the basement. It's nice and cool, but getting very hot outside. So yeah.
Okay, so welcome everyone. And as you have seen in the description, we are painting today this gorgeous bouquet in a pot. This is a metallic pot, I guess. And there is something written in French on top of it. I don't know what, but that's it. And we will be painting together the same reference image in our own style. So let me place Charlotte's camera and tell us, what are you painting on, Charlotte?
Okay, so I am using, it's a heavyweight cartridge paper, is completely flat. I've been doing some other pieces recently, which I have really been enjoying using gouache on just heavy cartridge paper. So I find the paints really sit nicely on top of it if I don't use them too wet. And then I'm using, these are Holbein gouache paints. A palette that I've just created myself. You can see they're a little bit cracking, but after today, I'm sure they'll look absolutely gorgeous on the paper. Yeah, so I'll be mixing all my colors today and just going straight in with color.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I am using my airtight palette in which I have squeezed some fresh paint just before the live. And I am placing a rough background with a bit of yellow, a bit of white, and you know I like textures background. So I'm going very, very wide today, and I'm going with this wedge, just scraping it on the paper so it covers a large surface on the paper.
Cecile, I'm going to ask you a quick question because I haven't seen many flower paintings of yours. Have you done many flowers?
No, I don't have because I'm not really fond of it, actually. I find it's a bit boring. This is why I try to make something a bit more my style, I would say, because I'm more into portraits, as you know.
Yeah.
Right, so I see some people are here. So just let us know where are you from in the comments so we know. Hi, Maria, Alexandra. Hello, where are you? Yeah, a lot of people. Great.
Yeah, Maria from Ohio, Martina from Germany, Alexandra from Chicago.
These are your people.
They're my people. Yeah, they love you and watching you paint, and I think a lot of people have done your classes. So when I said, "Oh, I'm doing a live with Cecile," they're like, "Oh, when is it?" And then somebody else reminded me earlier on in the week. They're like, "When are you doing it again?" So I'm like, I post it again, and it's a good reminder, right? Everyone's watching out for us.
Okay, so hello from Boston, Bill, Belgium, England, Chicago. Oh yeah, Charles Gong. Got you.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I'm just making a rough sketch. If you are looking at the screen, I haven't waited for the paint in the background to be dry, just because it doesn't matter really. And I'm just placing the main shapes. So just to show you, it's very, very rough.
Oh, I love that.
And that's it. Almost a continuous line.
Yeah, it's great. I am going straight in with color and not, and I'm thinking I should probably have done a bigger piece. I've got a few pieces of paper with me just in case my My proportions are wrong first time because I'm just going straight in. I could have sketched before, but I like the surprise of just going in straight away.
Ah, I'm not good enough to do that.
Oh, I think you are for sure.
I like to have some kind of a skeleton so I can build on top of it.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm doing, just placing some small shapes of pinkish something. And just so you know, I don't clean my palette. I never clean my palette. I'm always building on top of it. So my colors are not completely, I would say, fresh, but that's fine for me.
I rarely
like
clean mine either.
Yeah, loose style is cool.
Yeah, I like it too.
And you're already going into the leaves. Great.
So recently, well, I mean, I've done this for a while now. I use a color and I look where it is on the page, like whereabouts it is in the composition, and then I just go in with the colors so that I'm not rehashing that color. So it's almost like I look at the whole picture at once. I don't just look at, a certain flower and just work on the certain flower. I'm working on the whole image together.
Yeah, that's fun because this is exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I have mixed roughly a kind of a pink something, and I am placing the color everywhere I see it on the page, just because I don't waste paint. This is why.
Yeah. I mean, you're using gouache or acrylic gouache?
Always gouache.
Okay.
I don't like acrylic gouache. I think it's not gouache, actually. It's
No, I know.
acrylic.
I remember you saying that before.
Yeah, it's acrylic. And I think the fun part in gouache is just the fact that you can reactivate it, that you can blend it. And with acrylic, you cannot.
No, it's true. And you waste a lot because it dries, and like you said, you can't reactivate it. So
yeah, so you're beginning by the foliage, and now I'm going to with a very blue greenish something, very very dark. I'm not looking for realism, just having fun actually. And I wonder if someone is painting live with us. Or
who's painting live?
Who's painting live? Let us know.
I love seeing everybody's work from the lives, that when you do a live and people are painting with you and then they post afterwards. Do you have a hashtag that people should use if they are painting live?
I don't. They just tagged me actually so far, but yeah, I could make a hashtag.
You need a hashtag, Cecile.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Thank you. Oh, Sarah is saying, I love the collaboration. Thanks for sharing your works. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Nice comment. And yeah, you have placed all the leaves. You are much more organized than I am because I'm just jumping from one place to the other.
Oh, no, I don't know. I think we're kind of similar in the fact, well, you've got a background already. I didn't do a background, so.
Yeah, because that's what I like with gouache is that you can place your background and paint on top of it right away because it's drying so fast.
Yes.
It's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it is great like that. These flowers are so gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a nice photo, and I like to find my photos on Unsplash.
Yeah, it's a fantastic.
Oh. Sorry, I've cut your mic. Yeah, sorry, I had cut your mic by mistake.
Oh, that's okay. I just said that I use them too, and it's a great place for finding copyright-free images.
Yeah, this is really crucial that you get copyright-free images because you never know what you will do with your art.
No, exactly. Like if you want to make it into a card or a print or
Yeah, if you want to sell
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and this way you are really free. Okay, I think you've been like the colors of the pot, which is kind of a blue, grayish something. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
it's
name
almost
this
like
color.
a teal,
Yeah, teal
a
something. So
light teal, yeah.
this is why I don't clean my palette, because this is a color I already have. I just have to add white in it, and it's
Yeah.
good to go.
I'm
And
actually going to
sorry.
I was just using my Holbein and I thought, you know what, my red to make a pink, I think it's a magenta that I have, is not magenta enough like in my Holbein, so I'm going to use my Winsor & Newton gouache. I made a Winsor & Newton set and a Holbein set just because I wanted to see the differences.
And do you see one?
Oh, huge difference, yeah. I feel like the Winsor & Newton have more pigment.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. And I love the magenta of the Winsor & Newton and not of the Holbein. So I don't know, like I'm still playing around with it, but I'm used to Winsor & Newton for watercolors, so I'm not sure if that has something to play with it, that, you know, you get used to
Yeah,
the
to some
colors
brand.
and
Yeah. Yeah, this is a question I have all the time, which is, what is the best brand for gouache? Well, I love this question because I don't have the answer, actually. I'm using a lot of Linel, which is a French brand, so it's better for the environment because I'm buying something made in France.
yeah.
It's not the best quality, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if Canada even has a brand of gouache.
No, I'm not sure, really.
I don't know.
But in France, we have several ones.
Yeah.
We have other brands, but Linel is the one I find easily around me without
Okay.
buying online, because I
Yeah.
try to avoid that, even if I have to
Yeah.
sometime.
That's good. And do you like, what are the tube sizes? Are they quite large or are they just the
No,
regular,
they are small. Actually, they are very small.
the
This is
14 mil or?
yeah, 15
Mhm.
or something like that.
Mhm.
It's very small. Yeah, it's 14 exactly.
Okay.
So when you are painting a lot, you need to have more.
Yeah, you do. Because
And
you use them
actually,
up a lot.
I just bought the Himi gouache
You did?
just this week. Yes.
Ah, I mean,
Uh,
that's super different, right? Like
yeah.
that, I feel it's in between. It's a little bit in between acrylic gouache because it has the consistency and it's very easy just to dip in, but it's still gouache, still reactivating. But
Well, I just bought it, so I cannot tell yet, but I will
oh,
make
you
a
haven't
video
opened
about
it
it.
yet? You have to do a YouTube reveal of your opening.
Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah.
And test it. Give my thoughts, my honest thoughts about it.
Well, it's taken me a whole year to love it, so you may not have very or your thoughts may change along the
Okay.
way. Yeah.
So you're saying it won't be love at first sight?
Well, it may be because you've used gouache a lot, so you may really love it, but you may not. I don't know. I love mixing color, and I feel they're almost like the Kuretake watercolors. I don't know if you have them. When you have a lot of colors pre-mixed, you tend to use the colors that are there, and then you forget that you should be really mixing some colors. So I think you can become very lazy with the Himis.
Yeah.
But I love them. Like I still love them.
Okay. Well, I took only the 18 leads because
Okay.
I wanted to be able to mix my color, just as you say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are going very loose. And what kind of brush are you using? Is it a round brush?
It's a round brush, and actually it's a watercolor brush. I have actually some Himi brushes, which they hold gouache very nicely. What brushes do you use?
I'm using a flat brush. Actually, I'm almost always painting with a flat brush
Really? That's
at first.
interesting. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. And then you go in with detail.
Yeah, just to avoid getting lost in details, because this is something you can really get caught in. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better if it's very loose at first, and then you go with something more detailed. And maybe I will go with colored pencil at the end.
Yeah, I'm thinking I may go in with a bit of detail and color pencil too. I like how it gives you a little bit more contrast in your piece. I mean, you can get it with gouache, but you really have to go dark.
Yes.
And I like the freshness of the colors that you get from the gouache.
Okay,
You use
so
your gouache, I think, because I'm using a dry palette. And I feel so different. Like when I use a wet palette, I use it more impasto, like you are using, right?
yes, I'm always using creamy paint. I don't like the dry gouache. It's really, it doesn't suit with my style because it's very, very thick. I can show you to the camera. I don't know if you can tell here, but I need to have some creamy consistency to achieve this kind of things.
Yeah, I could tell before. It's beautiful.
If it's too liquid, I cannot go with this.
No.
All right, so let's go for the white flowers now. And because I have a colored background, it would be easier for me, I think, than for you. Yeah, to have the white popping out.
Yes, probably. Although there's a lot of yellow and blues and grays in those flowers. So.
And you can still change what you are painting. You're not compelled to stick to the reference image.
No.
This is supposed to be an inspiration. Right.
It definitely is an inspiration. And I haven't drawn flower. Well, we had a whole month of flowers, but I cheated a little bit and used the flowers as a secondary subject.
Yeah.
So in our mornings, we had the month of May was Mayflowers, and I did a lot of figurative drawings with flowers in the imagery because I just wanted to. Last year we did flowers as well, and it was every day. I definitely focused on the actual flower, and that's when I first got my Himi gouache and was using. Before that, I've never used gouache, so it was.
Okay, so you just began gouache with Himi.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, not the best one to begin with, I'm
no,
afraid.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Not the easiest
but
one.
Because I was using acrylic gouache, it kind of made the transition more natural because of the consistency. So, and I usually use acrylics like when I'm painting larger paintings. So, it's funny for me. It was that transition was fine. It worked, but I definitely think I should have started with pure gouache to know how to use it.
That would have been easier, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so that's really fun because look at this one from Charlotte and look at mine. They are very different and we have the same reference image. This is what is really cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So different.
Yeah. And I have the red on my brush and I try to place the red in different flowers. So I place it in the pink one here. Just because I don't like to have a color that is in one single part.
Yeah, you want to bring it down.
Yeah, I want to have it floating here and there. So my problem is the tag here because it's the color of the background. So I need to make something lighter maybe. Okay, go for it.
I mean, I guess you can do whatever colors you really want. You could change the whole palette if you really wanted to, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's the beauty of painting anything.
Yeah, because I'm not really into realism. I think if you want to go realism, just grab a camera. That's okay.
Yeah, I think exactly like you.
I know some people don't like to hear that, but and also I think it's really so long to achieve realism.
But I do really love
I love
what
seeing them, but I don't like
yeah,
to paint them.
but even those hyper realism painters that really they go out to achieve an effect that imitates realism but isn't really like their paint techniques. If you go up close, it's all effects, which I love. I love that. I love that
Yeah,
people can affect that, can create that effect just with paint, and that's interesting to me.
yeah. Actually, you have to let the brain fill in the gaps, and this is where it works the best.
Yes.
When you achieve just a minimum amount of information needed by the brain to see what you are painting. And
Yeah.
this is very difficult to achieve, actually. So, do you have any question? Because you are very quiet, and we can answer questions if you want.
That means everybody is painting, that's why.
Oh, yeah, they don't have time to comment. I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay, so now I'm switching to a round brush, and it's kind of a small one.
I just looked at the time. We have lots of time, so I'm good.
Yeah, we are this far in 20 minutes, so that's really great.
Yeah.
Not very modest to say that, but
No, it just means that you know what you can still do to the picture, and you're not going to have to rush, right?
yeah, exactly. We will even have time to add the colored pencil, I think. So going more into details. Oh, you are listening closely, having the first cup of tea in the morning. Great. For me, it's 2 p.m., so I had my lunch already. And I have a question here. What paper? So, Charlotte, can you answer for your paper? And I will tell
Yeah, so
about
I'm just
mine.
using it's a heavyweight cartridge paper, 110-pound cartridge paper, and it's from Amazon, unfortunately, but I can't find it anywhere in the office supply stores here. So, and I used it, I think I got it over COVID. I ordered it because it was when all the stores were closed, and I had run out of, I had copy paper, but it wasn't holding, mixed media very well, and I couldn't find any sketchbooks. So I got a big bulk block, 250 sheets of this paper, and I loved it. So I haven't been continuously buying it, but I recently got some more, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I really like it.
Okay, I see that. And I am using watercolor paper. It's 300 GSM. It's Clairefontaine, which is a French paper, 100 cotton. I love it. And also what I love, it's a pad. So it's glued on 4 sides. And it's really cool because you don't have to tape it, and you can go very watery and it won't move. So that's
very smart. Yeah.
That's why, because I'm lazy. That's all.
No, it's just, you get used to something probably, and you like it, so you buy more of it. And
yeah, but as always, it's a French brand, so I can find it easy. That's all. And sometimes those things matter.
Yeah, again, the Canadians are not so big on creating art products. We have a lot of imported products. Does Sennelier do gouache as well?
Yes, they do, and I
And
have some
how are
actually.
they?
Oh, good, but not well. They're good.
Are they too pricey?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
problem with Sennelier. It's very, very pricey,
Mm.
but it's very good quality. I just made a video about acrylic by Sennelier because they have those acrylic in pouches, very small pouches.
Oh,
Let me show you. Yeah, I'll switch the camera like this. So it's very convenient.
right. Yeah.
You know that?
Yes.
It's really cool because you can get the last drop of it. It's very easy to squeeze and it's easy to store standing, and it's easier to store when you have a lot of them, more than tubes.
Why
And the
did they
quality
call
is
it?
really good.
Why did they call it abstract? You know?
I don't know, it's the name of the range. I don't know,
Yeah.
it's abstract. But Sennelier are very expensive, so I'm buying it online in France, and they had a discount of it, so I bought a lot because it's very good quality, but that's the price, which is a problem. Oh, you're doing very fine.
Well, I am correcting now because you can with the plus about gouache is that it's not like watercolor. So I'm now correcting where I made my mistakes on my flowers, because I see I completely forgot about this white flower in the middle. Not that it really mattered, like I didn't really need it to be there, but just so that, yeah, mine is very loose. My whole image is very loose, but
Yeah, I thought mine was loose, but it's not compared to you. Never mind. We have our own styles. This is what I wanted to do, is having the same reference, and just to see how it goes when you have your own style.
yeah,
Because
I
this
think
is
it's
a
really interesting.
yeah, this is a question people ask always, is how do you get your style? Well, actually you don't get it, it's inside of you. You just have to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe anyway.
I believe so too. I believe if you do 100 drawings, you'll see something similar in all of them.
Yeah, you'll see a pattern,
Yeah.
something really showing that it is you and
Yeah.
just you painting this.
Yeah. Because it's funny with my group, a lot of us, we've been drawing together daily for the past 2 years, and I know as soon as I see them come up on my feed whose picture it is, like it's
Ah,
very evident, and it's great. But a lot of our group, they question whether they actually have a style or not. So but it's there. I keep saying it is there. Like, I know it's yours. Like, we can see it. It's, yeah.
that's exactly that.
Yeah.
You have just to let it go and have faith. It will go. I think the only good thing is to practice. That's all. That's all. If you practice, it will come out.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move to this one. And also I'm refining some values because my first painting was a bit too dark.
It's beautiful, yours.
Oh yes, yours is too. Thank you. And I have just next to me, I have a tube of titanium white because I keep it only for highlights.
Yeah.
And I'm using zinc white for my mixes because I find that mixing with titanium gives a sticky consistency to the paint that I don't like.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I'm keeping the titanium just for the highlight at the very end.
Yeah, I have a zinc white for my Winsor & Newton, and then I have a primary white, which I think is, I don't think it's zinc. I'm not sure if it's titanium, the primary white for the Holbein.
No, it's a zinc one.
It's
because
zinc
when
too.
it's titanium, they
They
write
will
it.
they'll write it.
And the best way to know it is to look at the number of the pigment.
Okay.
And you have this somewhere on the tube. And titanium, well, it's a bit erased. I think it's PW6 or something like that.
Okay, well, if it's in Japanese, what would it be?
Oh, it's written somewhere. You have it. It's mandatory to have it.
Okay, I've probably put paint over the top of it, so
yeah,
that's why I don't see
that's
it.
what I did too.
So
Okay.
I can ask you a couple of questions, because I know that there's a lot of people on here who have come from my morning, so maybe they want to know a little bit about you, Cecile. What have you have new classes being released, or where do you have the majority of your classes?
So far it's on Skillshare, and I am preparing a new class which will be very different, because actually I've been to Portugal 2 weeks ago.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah, to Lisbon. It was really, really great. And I made a travel sketchbook. Actually, I've been painting travel sketchbooks for, I don't dare to say it, but it's about 35 years I'm doing some.
Wow.
So I have a lot of them, and it's watercolor actually. And I will make a class about how to make a travel sketchbook with watercolor, and it should be released early July.
That's fantastic.
We have a question from Sarah. Do you have to approach a gouache piece differently than a watercolor piece? Or maybe I think, Charlotte, you're the one to answer this one.
Do I have to approach a watercolor piece different from a
gouache?
Yeah. Well, I would never think to use watercolor on, well, if it's just a sketchbook, I could do a sketch with watercolors on a piece of paper that's like this, just cartridge paper or flat paper. But gouache, it seems to be really flexible where you can use it. So you could use it on watercolor paper, you can use it on flat paper, and I feel it's better for that. Whereas watercolor, you use it water, it soaks into the page and it doesn't sit on top of the page. So yeah, I don't think you need to prep the paper, but you can, like Cecile did, right? You can prep your paper with a layer first.
Yeah, I think I would go very different in the way that the white in watercolor is the paper, and the white in the gouache is opaque. So it's really not the what could I say? It's really not the same way to think about it, because if you want to leave the white of the paper, you have to think ahead. But with gouache, you can still put white on top of everything. So it's almost the other way around for me.
Yeah, that is true. Sorry, I thought she was meaning more about prepping the paper, but yes, I think it's you have to be a lot more careful when you're using watercolor of how you place your colors.
And I have another question. How does egg tempera differ from normal gouache? Well, very, very interesting question. And I have made a video about it maybe last week. So
oh, good, because
I'll send you back to the video, but it's almost the same, but not quite. The binder is different. Tempera, it's egg, and gouache, it's something else, depending on the brands. So I will send you back to my video, and you will know everything, almost. And Alexandra is asking if we can have a quick glance. Well, actually, this one is not finished yet, so I don't show it. And this one is very personal. But you have a video about my trip to Sevilla, south of Spain. And I have a sketchbook tour, actually, on my channel, so you can see it. We've been to Granada, Sevilla, Cordoba, and Malaga.
Wonderful. And I don't know if anybody is like questioned because they want to see, you know, if you have Skillshare or if you don't have Skillshare, get it, because it is a fantastic platform. And to be able to see Cecile's videos on there and or lessons on there, it's fantastic. Like, so if anyone's thinking about or doubting whether they should get it, don't doubt, get it.
So are you having classes on Skillshare as well?
No, I don't have any on Skillshare. I've thought about it, but right now I'm deep in Zoom classes, and yeah, I have a couple of commissions to.
You're right. You cannot go everywhere because it's too much.
No, I would like to, like, one, you know, I thought about it a couple of years ago, and then just direction went elsewhere, so I didn't.
Yeah, COVID changed a bit the things, I would say.
And you have classes on Sketchy too, right?
Yes, I do, but it's not solo classes, it's group classes.
Oh, okay.
Like 30 faces, 30 days, things like that.
Yeah, I think you need some solo ones.
Yeah, but I'd rather to have them on my own website now.
Yeah.
I think it's better because they are taking a huge part of what you earn.
Yes, that has changed a little bit.
That's the way it is. So I think I'm almost done. Where are you?
You are almost done?
Yeah.
Wowzers. What is the time? Oh, we have lots of time. You're fast, Miss Speedy.
Yeah, but I will go and add some. No, I didn't paint the table. My mistake. It's kind of floating now.
Yours?
Yeah, mine is floating. Can you see? Because there is no shadow. You have to be consistent when you think about the shadow, because obviously this side is darker, so my cast shadows should be on the right. Yeah. Like on the image anyway. And what about you? Yes, you are painting this part now. So let's make kind of a beige something. So any more questions?
Oh, yes. Are you in France right now?
Yes, yes. And I won't be moving until, I don't know. I'm in France for a long time now. Okay. So Ben, no, it's not Ben, but that's what written. Sennelier is a wonderful quality brand. I love their soft pastel, but a little bit pricey. Yeah, that's what we were saying. They are very pricey. But if you have the chance to go to Paris, you must visit their store. It's really something you have to go someday, because it's...
I do have to go someday. We had 2 ladies from my group, and they just visited the Sennelier store. They went to Paris with the whole group of them, and they were like mouths dropping to the floor, amazed.
Yeah, that's exactly that. But I think they are a bit, how could I say that without being mean? They are famous and they know it, and they are not always very, very nice to customers, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is something I don't like very much.
So they're living up to their Parisian reputation of just being Parisian?
Yes, that's it, exactly. That's exactly that, because Parisian are really...
It's a shame that they have that reputation.
Yeah, but it's justified. They are like this. Snobbish. Yes, snobbish. Exactly, Alexandra. Exactly.
Alexandra lives in Paris half of the year.
Oh, okay. So you know them. Standoffish, so I don't know what that means.
Standoffish, it means that they're not very warm.
Oh, yeah. That's the least you can say. Oh, even if you're French, that's not a problem of being a foreigner. But last time I went there, the man was really not cool at all. Didn't
Really?
like that.
Like in the store?
Yes, in the store. And as you say, Alexandra, Elodie upstairs is really chatty and sweet. Yes, yes, because I bought some ink and she was very nice and gave me a lot of advice. But the guy downstairs. And there is another art store that is very close to them. It's close to the art school behind.
Mm-hmm.
And they are very, very nice and very less pricey. So I'm going there now.
Yeah.
When I'm going to Paris.
They're clever that they they put an art store really close to Sennelier.
The young guy. Yeah, several times. The young, the old. No, not cool. I was asking the difference between oil tube and oil stick, and just spoke to me as I was dumb or something. And well, just explain. That's all. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He's awful. Well, we are mean in the end. No problem. Okay, so I think for me, I was talking about fresh paint.
Yeah.
And you can see here how thick it is. It's almost impasto. Just because I thought it was interesting to have some really heavy texture.
Yeah, I love that.
Replace a bit of titanium. And the thing with titanium is that it's drying like stone. So I'm always just dipping my brush inside the tube.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so the thing is you need to have really clear water. So this is the one I was supposed to drink. So I'm drinking it before dipping. And then I'm going directly in the tube. So I have fresh paint, clean paint, and I don't have any waste.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, it's because once it's dry, you really cannot reactivate the titanium. Yeah, it's too strong.
I'm learning so much with you. That's interesting.
Okay, so can you give us a close-up on your painting, maybe lifting up to the camera?
I am just correcting a couple of areas, but I can lift it up. So mine is very flat right now, and I think it's going to stay flat, and very, very loose. I'm going to go in with some pencil crayon as well.
I love it. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very cool.
All right. What pencil crayons are you using?
It's Faber-Castell.
The polychromos?
No, Gold Faber, because polychromos are very expensive.
Oh.
I don't know if it's worth it. Is someone using the polychromos and can tell us if it's really worth it?
Yeah, I'm using the polychromos.
And are they really different?
See, okay, so I've come from using Crayola to polychromos, so I missed everything in between. So I love them. I was given them as a gift from somebody, so I was very blessed that way. But they're very nice and soft. They're very nice. As long as your gouache is really, really dry, they work beautifully.
Okay. I was not sure there was really a difference with the regular one.
Yeah, there may not be. I think you have to have the two next to each other to really feel the.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
But my gouache is not really dry, so I think it will be difficult for me to go with colored pencil right away.
Do you have a little dryer?
Yeah, but it makes a noise of hell, so I will mute my sound because you will be deaf after that.
That's okay. There's just artists listening and watching, so I'm sure they're used to it.
Oh, thank you, Archana. Interesting to watch. Love the collaboration. Yeah. You're welcome to go anytime, you know. And let me see if I can. So I will let you. It was on. Okay, so I will mute my sound just for a while.
That's okay. I don't know if I can see people's questions. Let's have a look. I see lots of people here this morning that I recognize. Heike, hi Heike, Martina, hello everybody else that's here. It is fun doing a collaboration with Cecile and anybody else. It's always fun to see two people painting the same image. I really enjoy it.
All right, so I'm back. It's dry. Let's say it's dry, not quite. We go for it. Actually, I could do this with just paint, but from time to time, I like to add some crayon.
Yeah, me too. I love the mixed media feel of having both the possibilities of using other mediums with the medium that you just used. Like, I like it. I like the feel and texture and.
Yeah, this is why I use watercolor paper, because I love the texture.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm using a white color pencil, and I can show you the texture. It's really rough. I like that, just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
And can you show us what you are doing with your crayon? Yes, making the details in the flowers.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going into the darker areas that I need to go into, maybe giving some shadows to a couple of them. And because I did everything so loose, now I can use a pencil crayon to define maybe some petals, which I didn't really define before. So it's fun to kind of go into the shapes that you've created with these larger masses of just color, and then go back in and use the pencil crayons to define.
Yeah, exactly. The only tip I can give is to use a very well sharpened crayon. It's really easier when you have a fine point, fine tip.
It is. One of our ladies, because mine kept breaking, and she's like, try just using a knife, like a Stanley knife, right? Yeah. And also I find it gives you so many more possibilities. So my pencil crayons are not super sharp, but because you've used a knife, you have a lot of sides of the point which are sharp. So that gives you the possibilities of and options of many sided sharp areas, so you don't have to keep sharpening.
Okay, I get that. I'm afraid of this tool, actually. I'm afraid for my hands. So I'm trying to stay away from it. I'm able to cut myself with that, so no, thank you. And I have a question. Can gouache be used on canvas? Yes, yes, and yes. I did that. Let me grab it somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Good thing I'm in my studio, so everything is here. Yeah. So this one is an eye. This is
Oh, that's so
gouache.
gorgeous.
It's linen canvas on cardboard, and it's primed. Actually, I have primed it with what was it? Clear gesso, transparent gesso, because I wanted to
Okay.
keep the texture, the color of the linen. It works, but it's a bit different than on paper. It's kind of slippery on the primer, and you need to feel more because you have kind of bumps in the texture of the canvas, and you need to fill this with the paint.
So you're using more paint.
Yes, you are using more paint, so it's not exactly the best way to save
I
money.
wonder if could you prep the canvas with acrylic, or could you do that
Yes,
first?
yeah, I do something. Yeah, I do this a lot.
Okay.
My last live, I placed an acrylic background and things went really bad. It was so slippery I couldn't manage the gouache on it. But
Oh
I
yeah,
do that.
that's true, because if you use the acrylic, it has that resistance to the gouache.
Yeah, and the gouache
Yeah.
is kind of slipping on it. So you
Yes.
need to place a first layer of gouache so you get kind of a grip. And on top of
Yes.
it, you can place the second layer.
Right. Yeah, I'm just thinking to a sketchbook also that I prepped with acrylic backgrounds, and I was kicking myself because I'm like, oh no, like it just didn't grab. The gouache was just sitting right on top.
Yeah,
And
it's exactly
yeah,
that. Are you using Sketchbook as an art journal?
not really an art journal, but I'm not much of a journaler, but I feel like the paintings that we've been doing daily, they become a journal, just but not really. No, I don't really journal. I don't have time. I have a lot of because of the classes and then some commissions, I don't really get time to journal. And I haven't really done a lot of painting on site in live. I would like to do that more. I'm going to England to see family in July.
Oh, after 3 years after COVID.
Yes. And so I'm taking a break from my mornings, and I will be doing a lot of on-site painting and journaling then.
Yeah, kind of a travel sketchbook.
Yes. Yeah, like a travel sketchbook. Very similar. But I put a lot of things in Sketchbook. So, our mornings, a lot of them go into the sketchbooks. And do you have a favorite sketchbook to use?
Oh my gosh, that's a question I love. I have maybe 100 sketchbooks actually.
That you love?
Yeah, because I think each one has a different purpose. So each one is different, and I really have a pile of sketchbook always because I make a sketchbook with different themes. And there is one just for gouache portraits. There is one just for still life. There is one just for watercolor. Well, you name it. So I'm really, I cannot tell you which one is my favorite. It really depends on what I want to do. I love the Stillman and Burns usually because very good
I have
quality.
one here and I have never used it yet. I haven't used it yet.
Oh, yeah, very good quality. They open flat. This is something that is really important for me.
Yeah, me too.
And the binding is really firm and sturdy, and it won't tear away as some brands do.
Yeah.
So if I would advise one, that would be this one. Okay, so I think I'm really done. I'm doing just some scribbling so far with my...
It's beautiful, yours.
Thanks. Just, I think it's a question I had recently is, when do you know to stop? And the answer is, I don't know.
Somebody says it's when you keep fiddling and not knowing what to do, and you look at it and go, what shall I do next? What shall I do next? And then
Yeah.
you
Or
probably should stop.
maybe it's when it's too late.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Shouldn't have done that. And when you are used to digital, that's really awful, because in digital you can always undo, but here I cannot.
Yeah.
If I go too far, well, it's done.
Yeah.
So, yellow background is causing pop-up of the flowers. Yes, indeed. And that would have worked with blue as well, but as the pot was kind of a bluish something, I thought that yellow would be cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Are you making a background? No, you're not.
I am
That's
not
really, really cool to see how different we are in the same reference image. So cool. Love that.
Super cool. I love it. I feel like I could just keep going with mine now. Like with the pencil crayon, I love just, you know, especially where the flowers are sitting on the Hessian bag, and you know, then you can go in and make your little folds if you wanted to. And
yeah, you can go forever actually, and I think we will touching to an end. So Sarah is saying, I love how your pieces show how light and shadow affect the color, especially on your pictures vases. Yeah, and we really don't have the same. That's really cool. So Charlotte, are you done? Are we done?
Well, we could be done if I stop. Yes, for sure. It was so nice painting with you. Did you put writing on the label?
No, I'm not.
You know, I'm not going to put it on either, because if somebody wanted this for someone special, you could always sell it to them and then put their name on the label or something like that, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Very good point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very good idea. Okay. So,
Oh, now it's very cracked.
I'm
not sure if it's my side or your side.
Yeah, we have the two paintings next to each other, and here is the reference image. So you can tell. That's cool to see that.
Yeah, I love it. So nice. Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you, Cecile.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thanks everyone for being there. And don't forget to tag us if you paint this so we can share it and see it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. See you soon.
You.
Bye.
Bye.